Hello, welcome to the first match of week 1 of Day Old Sushi 1-year tournament. I will be joined momentarily by my fellow commentator Mara, but for the moment, I am here entertaining, making sure everything is sounding good. So if we have anyone in the audience, if you hear any audio issues, please let me know. That way I can try and get this fixed up quickly and ensure that you are enjoying things as much as I know I am going to be. And for starters, we need to fix the scores. There we go. For week 1, we have Krillion versus Godbod Cod Squad. Krillion is comprised of Andy K, EO, Is, Riceball, and they're going up against Peace Sign, Aether, McJamie, and Lauren I think I pronounced their name correctly.
I believe that is.
Thank you. And my co-commentator has returned. Welcome back, Mara. We are live.
Thank you.
Anything you would like to say to the audience?
The only thing I really have to say, I'm really excited about this. I have been stalking these channels, waiting for this match to start. I'm hyped. I'm here. We are all here to have a good time and watch them get splat. So I'm excited to see what these two teams bring to the table, like on job.
You know, having been in the previous Day Old Sushi tournament, I am really stoked to see how this tournament plays out. It was full of twists and turns, comeback stories, underdogs, expected champions, dark horse. It was wonderful. So being able to see that from a commentator perspective, without any of the pressure on my shoulders this time, I am stoked.
Yes, sir. Same. And also coming from a participant spectatorship, I will say the one thing that was kind of a little stressful at the tournament was definitely getting those times where both teams were available to participate. But once we got that out of the way, like, you know, it was fast paced, but it was fun for what it was, and it was really good for people that hadn't had that experience of tournament before to get their feet wet, basically.
Right. I remember you and I were discussing this in the pre-match commentator discussion. It was definitely an interesting challenge being able to work through all of the scheduling issues that we ran into, just because we have participants literally from around the world. So for me on the East Coast, what is 10 p.m., we have people that are like, oh, it's 10 a.m. and everything in between.
Like 4 a.m. for example, in like the Europe area, like Central European area. Yep.
Very much so. So Mara, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're good. Go ahead. No, you're good.
So Mara, what can you tell me about the teams? Do we have any interesting tidbits that we can go and share with the audience?
Yes, sir, we can. I will say, one of the teammates actually answered our questionnaire that we had sent out to all the teams. And one of the questions on there was, what is one thing you love most about being a part of DOS? And one of the answers that actually caught me was from Is, and they said they got a combined 60 splats on a match of tower control with Honey Lemon. And I'm like, excuse me, 60?
You know, between
the two, that's 30 each.
I think I have the perfect button to exemplify how I feel about that, and it would be, let me make sure everyone hears it. There we go.
Love to see it.
That is no small feat. Yes, I had to go and fix audio right quick, so thank you, audience. You can give yourselves a pat on the back. You helped me fix that one, audience, and Mara too.
There you go. Oh, I didn't do much. I'm just here. I'm just vibing. Don't mind me.
Well, we have Booyah Bren in the chat saying they live for the applause. I'm not gonna lie, that is my most used button on here. I fully agree. Nausicaers, fully agree. Hype. We are 100% hype for this, and agreed, Eccentric Toaster. Fellow Toaster, good luck both teams. Alright, looks like we have the teams getting picked.
Oh boy, here we go. It's that time, y'all. It is that time. It's time to get your splat on. So my mom's just sitting here, just excitedly vibrating.
I know the exact feeling. We're seeing people getting ready. All of the ready ups. We got one more to go, and then we should be. Oh, there we go. Right. It is battle time.
We're off to the races, you guys. It is that time.
Let's see what weapons we have coming out. For starter.
Okay, got an interesting spread. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's actually pretty nice. Very well balanced. It should help. It should help them go and establish some control over the zone. I'm going to have the camera do an auto camera thing, just because I find that a little bit easier than actually trying it myself. Looks like orange. Looks like it's pretty evenly matched with blue taking. Well, blue's trying to take it, but orange is pushing back. Got some specials popping.
Oh, there's the vacuum cleaner on side blue. Oh, there it is. Orange took the first cap of the game.
First cap, can blue pull it back?
Ooh. All right, let's see. They're moving in. They're going to have to get some picks in order to get in there because orange is actually keeping them back pretty well.
That was a really good super jump out by peace sign. It's always better to pull back out when you're either alone or you're unsure. Keeping yourself alive, one of the most important things.
Yep, because I learned that the hard way. If you die, then your teammates don't have to jump in. They have nobody to rely on to help them get back in. But if you can do that successful jump out, then you're keeping yourself alive and therefore, giving your team some support when they go back into that push. Oh, that's a kill on Edge. All right, let's go blue team. The jump out. No. There was a hammer right next door to them.
One thing One thing I do like to see, well, I don't like to see it, but one thing I do note is with frontline slayers such as the Inzap or even the Splatana. Oh, I will continue that point later. There was a lot of good challenge on Orange's control of the square, but they did manage to maintain it.
Yeah, they had pretty good paint output. They were able to keep pressure on blue team to keep them out, which, prevented them from being able to even contest that zone much. They did make an attempt, but in the end, orange team did end up capping that game.
They did. I did really like the use of that hammer, though. I feel like the use of the hammer helped orange maintain control at a point when blue may have been able to kind of flip it. So that was a really good timed hammer, very aggressive, but I kind of like that in a hammer, mostly because I hate playing against it, but I love how nice it is when I'm playing it myself.
I'll be honest, hammers are good for, even if you don't actually get any picks with it, hammers are good for keeping pressure, because then it's a matter of, do you focus on killing the hammer? Is the hammer going to turn around? Do they know what they're doing? Can they flip and get that kill? So it's because you have to keep an eye on them, so that keeps pressure away from the zone for the team that is opposing.
And it's also kind of a visually terrifying thing. You see a big hammer coming at you. Your instinct is, well, my instinct is to scream as loud as I possibly can and to run away if I can. I do want to try and get the person with the hammer, but it's hard to get around that hitbox.
It really is, because it's such a big hitbox.
Agreed.
All right, here we go. My favorite maps, Mako Mart and Tower Control. Let's go.
This one's always interesting because there are a lot of places that you can set up, both as frontline and backline, to help establish control. It looks like we have EO on the right with Rice Ball going left. Maybe they're going to go for a bit of a pincer movement.
I've got my eyes on Andy. He is keeping some pressure on with that tri-stringer. He's keeping an eye on both the stacks because those are definitely places that you want to keep an eye on because of those back alleyways, or as I've been told, they're called breakfasts. Because cereal breakfast style over there. But if you're not careful, the enemy team can flank on that left and right side very easily and put pressure on you, or their skirmishers and players can get in there and, you know, get an easy pick from behind and get your back line picked off. So keep an eye on that. All right, and it's looking like Blue is taking control of the tower.
One thing I want to call out, I love that Orange has a lot of visual identification of where their opponents are. Information like that where you don't have to say where they are, you can just see it. Very, very underrated in competitive modes.
Oh, 100%.
Let's see here.
All right, I'm watching Ether. Ether's putting some pressure on that tower.
It's a lot of back and forth. Blue has a slight lead, but I would say it is not a it's not a permanent lead. It's just slight.
That's true. And it looks like Orange is getting their groove. Orange is getting in their groove. They're getting some picks. It's a 2v4 right now. And
is that checkpoint? That's checkpoint.
Yep, that's checkpoint. They got it.
Nice.
We are beacons out here on blue team though, which is always good. They put beacons in good position. We pick those. There's a Booyah Bomb incoming. We see that. Let's see how they're going to put that pressure on the left stack for them.
Nice. It looks like they threw out the Booyah Bomb onto their teammate. Not a traditional move, but that provides the teammate a lot of defense and obscures visual location of the teammate. Definitely good use.
Also helps put pressure on the enemy team so they have to pull back because they can't stay in there or, you know, they get splatted.
Yep. Either pull back or move to the side. For the time that the Booyah Bomb is out there, it controls the area where it is. I love seeing that. Okay.
To paint through it is still pretty risky to stay in that area because I've been killed by many a Booyah Bomb just trying to paint through it.
True. I do love the use of the Splatana's, taking advantage of the dashes, going in with the hammer, chasing. I don't know if that. Oh no, they threw it and pulled back. That was safe. Love it.
Honestly, if they would have got that, I was expecting to see that splatted. So I was rooting for that kill. Not gonna lie.
I was expecting the splat too. Classic use of the 1v2. One is almost always going to go down.
Are they going to break that checkpoint? They did it. All right.
They are narrowing the lead. 3 points in between them. Okay, Orange took it back.
Yep.
At least enough to send it. It's all you really need right now.
And that is one thing too that people don't take advantage of. Once the tower started to push back, when you're trying to get it away from your side of the field, you don't have to sit on it. You can just step on it, which will start it moving backwards. And then start trying to get those picks so that way your team can begin to push on that tower. And that is a kill on the tower. It is a 3v3 currently. Blue is still pushing. They are trying to increase that lead. They're fighting for it.
This is true. Mara, do me a favor. Can you remind me the winner of the previous match, right quick? One of the members of chat was kind enough to remind me that I forgot to update it.
Okay, gotcha. It was, I believe, not the God Bod. It was
one in a Krillion.
One in a Krillion got it. Yep.
There we go. It has been updated.
because I'm tuning into the stream as well.
There we go. That should fix it.
And there it is. Yep, I hear it on my end as well.
Sorry about that, everyone. Thank you, Booyah. Appreciate the feedback. All right, back to the game. This is the third match. We are looking at a score total of 2 for winning Krillion and 0 for Godbod Quad Squad. That name's gonna trip me up.
Godbod Quad Squad.
I'm calling him Godbod.
I did. You know what? That is. I mean, considering they have quite the godly bod, I would see why that would be a problem.
I'll give you that. I gotta admit, I know a lot of people do not love Undertow Spillway. I happen to love it for Rainmaker.
I have a love.
It is.
That.
I'll give you that. But at least for Rainmaker, you have a lot of interesting routes that you can go for it, both with trade-offs, pros and cons. But it's just, I think this is where it really shines.
That is true. And that was one of the things we were considering when the CEOs were meeting for the map list. That was one of the things that we considered because, especially like for Blackstone, for example, there's really nowhere for you to push because the zones are in the middle and there's nowhere to flank. So you kind of just have to go just straight head on and squeeze through to try to flank them, which is actually quite difficult, especially for your players, because there's nowhere for them to really sneak in from.
Yeah, that's always something.
Wipeout.
That is, let's see them take advantage of it. They're pushing it.
All right, we're gonna have to get control in mid.
Tossing out the Rainmaker. Are they gonna be able to cap the point? They've got some resistance around it.
I see a knot in the blade fighting on the left side. Let's see who wins that. Oh, Tri-Strict just popping in on that fight too. They had to put pressure on that knot because if you leave a Nautilus unchecked, especially if they're a highly aggressive knot, which I usually see you play like that, then you're gonna be in trouble.
I can remember more than a few games where a really well-played Nautilus was the deciding factor. I'm not going to call out any names, Noxon.
Alright, it's looking like Blue's getting their groove back. They are pushing in. Uh-oh, that's over. Oh, okay, let's see. Oh, that's a double. Alright, this is essentially a 4v2. Let's see if they can capitalize on it.
Looks like Blue is trying to go the riskier route, but it could pay off. Oh, getting some pressure. Oh, we have another team wipe.
All right, but Blue team is respawning, so they gotta make a quick push in to get back on that, to get control of that map if they want to make a push happen.
I will say, Pink is proving surprisingly effective at getting a wipe where it really would help the most. A lot of respect, because that is not an easy thing to pull off once, but we just saw them do it twice.
And those are the first 2 wipeouts of the game too, like of the tournament. So
yeah. Credit for getting the first 2 wipes of the tournament.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, Pink is keeping the pressure on at least, so they're keeping it kind of a steady balance here. But they are going to have to get some picks to make this push happen because currently, Blue does have a sizable lead on it right now.
They do. It's making me wonder if Blue is trying to ask at this point, can we play defensively for the next minute and a half? It's not easy to do, but you could do it. Oh, here we go. We're seeing a push being made on left.
They got pressure on them though, and there goes the Rainmaker. All right, that was a good kill from Ether.
That was. Looks like Ether is holding out the, okay, Ether has popped the Rainmaker. We have bevies out. Always a fan of a good bevy drop.
Yep, and Tri-Stringer's keeping some pressure on Ether, so it's kind of hard for him to move forward and help his team push there. But
looks like we had a Rainmaker reset, actually rather ideal. That was a sweat bomb. Suction bomb kill. I love seeing those. I hate dealing with them.
Understandably so. There's a crab though on Blue team.
Oh.
Getting that there.
I will say the crab tank after the recent patch, it doesn't feel as game-winning as it used to. Quite nice to see. That was a nightmare.
Yeah, that is good that they balance it out a bit more, but like at the same time, you know, even with a patch or a nerf, like, you know, it's all in how you use it. Like, even if you don't get any clicks with it, you're putting pressure and you're making space for your team. Because like with the high output of tanks on the crab machine, or even if you're trying to help get that fall off kill with like the bomb of it, and that's the game.
Yeah, that was a wonderful match.
Alrighty, but it's looking like that's 3 for 1 and a Krillion right now. 3-0.
Oops. Let me go and get that accurately recorded. There we go.
Yes, sir. And also do make sure you flip screen.
Thank you. Appreciate the reminder.
But no problem. I will say though that just because it is looking kind of bleak for the Godbot squad, that doesn't mean they're out. They can pull it around. They can get a 4-way, you know, a 4 in a row win. I've seen it happen before. I've actually been a part of it happening once before.
Excuse me. I've seen it. I've both seen it happen and been a part of it as well. It is a huge dopamine hit to have it happen, and just absolutely crazy to watch happen. So, you know, it doesn't matter what the odds look like. It only matters what the ending is. Excuse me 1 second. Mara, I'm gonna hand over the mic to you.
Don't put the pressure on me like that! Alrighty. Well, since it's just me for a moment, let's see any more things that we can see about these teammates.
I am back.
Well, that was fast!
Thank
you for coming back.
My partner needed to convey some information to me so that I was aware of future guests in the household.
Ah, okay.
Yes, I had no idea. Well, I had no idea until I knew, obviously. But you were finding facts for us.
I was, in fact, while these teams are still picking that last weapon. Another thing that stood out to me was we asked what anarchy mode do you prefer the most and why, and we got a little bit of an interesting response from Riceball, and they said Clamblitz. It's the one that I feel it's more like a sport. I like the mild heart attacks it gives me, makes me feel alive, LOL. And as somebody who doesn't really like clams that much, especially without friends, that was a bit of an interesting fun fact to see for the anarchy preference.
Having played Clamblitz with Riceball, one, she is quite good at it, and I appreciate how she does kind of help manage team morale a bit. I find myself not getting as salty as I can, which I'm sure numerous people in the chat can attest to. It's nice having someone that can help manage that.
True. And like one of our commentators said, Clamblitz is a good mode when you learn it. While I don't favor it, it can be fun at times. So like, especially if you know like the concept of it and how it works, and like certain strategies, like, you know, with sneaking in, juggling the ball, and things like that, coordinating with your teammates, it does make the mode a lot more fun. I will give it that. Personally, my own bias opinion, so I would say that it is kind of my biased opinion.
Having played with the commentator in question, Rose, I definitely agree. It is fun being able to coordinate with the team, and I would say if we are going to see the start of a comeback, it would I would say it would probably be Clamblitz, just because it does kind of level out the playing field a bit.
True, especially on this map, on Hagglefish clams, there are places for your skirmishers and your slayers to get in and flank. Like, if you don't pay attention to that left side, somebody could potentially go in with 8 clams and, you know, find a clam on your side, or have a teammate sneak in and throw them a clam, which could get them a ball literally right below your basket.
Very true. Now, I would say what Yellow's focus, or the thing that is probably dogging Yellow the most right now, is the Tri-Stringer on Purple's team up on the tent. It's a beautiful place to be. They'll have to go and refill ink, but that is it's a very particularly effective location for a longer range weapon.
Oh, 100%. If a backline or long range weapon gets on that tent and they are left unchecked, that could be the deciding factor of if the enemy team can push in at all.
True, and we have a 10 attack. Andy K doing the skirmisher thing, going from the side, pushing in. We have 2 down. Are we going to see the move?
Oh, there it is.
Oh, we see the move. Alrighty.
One in the Krillion got the first ball in the game. Let's see if Purple can lock it down and push them back out. Currently, they are kind of struggling to get back in a bit, but they've got 3 down, so now is the time to push them out. It's the only one left right now. Oh, they're backing up. Okay, that's a smart play. Back up.
That'll give them a really good lead. They also have to overcome a 25-point penalty. So, Purple team is not in. They are not in as dire straits as it might seem. It is not ideal, but it is not said and done with.
True. And especially if they can keep pressure because I feel like at this point, especially seeing how Andy's been performing with that T-Tech, they're going to want to keep pressure on that skirmisher/slayer, because if Andy gets in there, as you just saw earlier, he was decimating it, getting in, pushing, make that break in for their team to get in. And it's looking like they might be trying to do it again. Oh, but they got shut down real fast by the tent.
That was a pretty good trade. I'm not gonna lie. It's not preferable, but a trade is better than them continuing and you going down.
That's true. And it's looking like Purple is holding that mid down, but they are they're being kept on lockdown in that middle. They're gonna have to make a break somehow, push in, and get that. Oh, that's a bomb kill.
Oh, there goes.
All right.
There goes Andy. Andy is down. Purple's playing defensively. We have Lauren Lai back towards their basket. Wonder what the play they are going for is. They have a couple of. They have one Super Clam, one at the ready, and I believe they still have their pity. I could be incorrect on them. Oh, we have the Kraken out.
Are they gonna make it? Are they gonna take advantage of it? Are they gonna get a jump in? Because that's literally the that everybody has. They couldn't capitalize on it.
Unfortunate.
And it looks like they are ready to make a push on yellow team. One of the Krillion is about to make another push in. Oh, Andy gets stopped though.
Oh, a good booyah bomb. That'll see what happens. There the basket goes. Oh, 35.
The double ball. They got them an extra 15 points on their score. Purple's pushing it out, but at this point, they don't have a ball to push it into overtime, and that's the game.
Well, GG's. That was a fantastic game. A lot of aggression, a lot of very good plays that were critical towards them being able to go and pop open the basket.
Sure. And the thing is, too, both teams had pretty decent paint, but one in the Krillion was just doing really well on keeping the Godbot squad locked out. They had a hard time trying to get back in to take the point on those matches. So you can see where they struggled in that, and that is what kind of got one in the Krillion that win.
I will agree with that. And with that, we have come to the end of the first match. Congratulations are in order for One in a Krillion. That was a wonderful series of matches. Godbot squad, your name tongue-ties me. I wish you luck in the next matches. Don't let this dishearten you. You can do it. I believe in you.
Yes, sir, because it's not over till it's over. We do take into account, especially in the event of a tie, we do take into account number of wins and number of losses. That's one of the first few things that the TOs are looking at when we go to do those scores to see who gets into that final bracket for the finals. But it was a good play by both teams. Both teams came in, they showed up, showed out, and I'm hoping that everybody did have a good time. And everybody that showed up in stream, we thank you all, appreciate you all for coming by, even with, the technical difficulties that we had. But this was the first game of the tournament, so hopefully we will be able to iron those out and have more, smoother transitions for the matches to come in the coming weeks for this tournament. And a huge shout out to Booyah Bryn in the chat. he is the one that did all of our graphics and displays for this for the streaming asset. So we thank him for that because they look amazing. He did a wonderful job. He's been showing me his progress throughout the whole way, and it's just amazing.
I will agree. It looks wonderful. I've enjoyed using it. I know I couldn't make something that looks as nice. I am not very good at the UI things. I'm much better at the under the hood things when I remember how to do it. But this looks absolutely fantastic. And I would like to say I feel like I managed to get the font right for the font that Booyah used. All of the text just kind of looks like it fits together. It's delicious, beautiful.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's chef's kiss. It looks really clean.
This is true. Well, everyone, thank you all for joining, and I hope you all will join us for the next match, which is, if I am not mistaken, it is tomorrow.
Yes, sir. We've got one at 10 p.m. Eastern, and we've got one at 11 p.m. Eastern. So we've got 2 matches in the store for y'all tomorrow. So I hope you guys have about 2 hours free, because I don't think you want to miss these matches.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the matches start at 10 p.m. Eastern. Is that correct?
That is correct. Tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern will be the first one. It'll be the Manta Bays versus We the Squirts. And then at 11, it'll be Panic at the Grisco versus the Tempura Tantrum.
Excellent. Well, I am looking forward to those, and I believe we will be commentating the second of tomorrow's matches together, so I cannot wait for us to be able to do our thing, and for me to be a little bit more pro-fresh next time.
Sir, don't worry. Listen, I think you did fantastic. I think you did amazing.
Well, thank you. I know you did a wonderful job, and I could not have asked for a better co-commentator.
Thank you.
Well,
all right, one in a Krillion and Godbod Quad Squad. Thank y'all for playing. We appreciate y'all.
What do you think, Mara? Do they deserve the thing? I think they deserve the thing.
Deserve the thing. Let's go. Give them the thing.
The thing.
All right, everybody. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Thank y'all and good night.
Have a good night, everyone.